This is a hot topic. Today, I'm talking about maintaining your energy while supporting your clients. And this is a question that I get asked a lot by my clients. And that is, Toni, how do I maintain my energy levels while supporting my clients? And really, so many coaches and therapists and practitioners, even other business owners, really often say that they feel drained or even triggered when working with clients, especially those who have some really heavy emotional baggage going on. And that might be that they explode angrily in a business. It might be that you're a coach or practitioner and they come in and there's a lot of crying or there's a lot of fear or there's a lot of sadness. It just feels really heavy. And so if you've ever been in a place where you are exposed to that and it triggers you or drains you, then, you're not alone. This is for you. And look, I've been there as well. Okay. I resonate with being someone who is highly empathetic. I have very high levels of empathy. I'm extremely good at tuning into what's going on for other people. I can read it on their face. I can read it in their body language. I can hear it in their voice. Like I'm very, very attuned. High levels of empathy. It's why I am so good at what I do in coaching, especially how that translates into the business coaching space, because I can tune in. I'm very intuitive. I'm very high levels of empathy. Now, I used to feel triggered by the emotions that come up with my clients during some of those sessions, and I could even feel a little bit drained afterwards. But here's the thing, right? The biggest shift for me wasn't about learning how to protect my energy in the way that people think. It was actually about clearing out my own emotional baggage. I had a lot. I had a lot, I can tell you. And the more that I worked on myself and the more that I cleared that heavy energy within myself, then the less I was ever drained or triggered by my clients. This is the most important thing you'll hear today. And it's exactly why I have programs like Business Alchemy and Elevate for my NLP trainer people, because I really help coaches and practitioners and service providers go deeper into understanding that energetic responsibility and emotional resilience and that mindset mastery, because all of these things are so important when it comes to business. And in fact, when you have that side of stuff worked out, the actual structure of business itself becomes very simple, right? It becomes very simple. And of course, this is why I'm so passionate about this space, because obviously I've got 20 years experience in accounting, banking, money coaching, like finance. I understand the structure of finance and business and the structure of business, as well as I've gone to very, very high levels of understanding the structure of thinking and emotions. So these together become a huge powerhouse resource that I have. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people, especially those in business, to succeed, because the more you succeed, the more people you help. That's part of my big vision of purpose-driven why I'm here. But anywho, really thinking about this, because in this episode, I'm going to be walking you through why do we take on our clients' emotions in the first place, and how to take responsibility for your own emotions and not let them control you. And then the mindset shift that makes the biggest difference in this whole space. I'll give you some practical tools that you can use to maintain strong energetic boundaries as well. That will be really helpful. And we'll talk about some sneaky signs that you might be over investing in your clients' emotions. So let's get into it. One of the things that I hear all the time is people saying, oh, I really love helping clients, but sometimes I feel emotionally exhausted after these sessions. And people have also said, I get really affected by my clients' struggles and I don't know how to separate their energy from mine. Because let's face it, right? A lot of people have got a lot of trauma going on in the background. And even if you're not there resolving trauma, it can show up. And I see this a lot, even when people are doing things like body work or massage or anything else like that. in that work, people's emotions come up, right? It's there. Even if you're not there to work on that for them, it often comes up. And I really get this. And I also get that when you're someone who cares deeply as a natural way of who you're being, it's easy to take on your clients' emotions as your own. But here's the thing that I realized from my own journey. If you're constantly feeling drained, it's not just about your clients, it's about what's unprocessed within you, right? And there's a whole range of issues here because and this is an added extra. One of the reasons that I know that I became someone who wanted to help others was because as a child, I was made responsible for the emotions of others. Okay, there was a lot of emotional stuff going on in my family. As a child, my needs were quite neglected, and there's always other people's needs that were more important. And I desperately wanted to help them fix their emotional state because it would make it a safer place for me to be in. Now, I see a lot of similar patterns in people who are drawn to help, whether that's nursing, coaching, any type of therapy practitioner type stuff. People who are drawn to help usually have seen or experienced some kind of situation where they've seen the pain of what people experience, right? And they come drawn to want to help. I know for me in becoming a coach, it was when I had a coach who helped me shift a lot of stuff that I was like, wow, if I can help myself, I want to help others. But it stemmed back even before then about why I wanted to help people. And the more that I cleared out my own emotional baggage, the less my clients affected me. This is really important, right? The more you do that, because the reason that you'll feel responsible for other people's emotions is due to emotional baggage, right? Emotional trauma, emotional neglect, not being given healthy boundaries at some point in time. And you'll bring that with you into your practice. And you'll think it's under the guise of you just being really caring, really wanting to help people. But it's more than that. And we've got to get really clear about understanding that. So the more that you clear out your own emotional stuff, the less your clients' emotions will affect you, the more effective you will be at helping them because you will hold a much more empowered space for your clients as well. So the more that I cleaned out the stuff that I had, it didn't mean that I become less empathetic at all. It did not change at all. I still have very high levels of empathy. What happened was the more that I cleaned out my stuff, I didn't have anything inside of me that was unresolved for their emotions to hook onto. Right? This is really important. I became Teflon essentially because there was nothing for those negative emotions to hook onto. I didn't have anything inside of me that resonated with the same frequency as their heavy emotions. This is really, really important, right? And it's a huge part of what I go deep on inside of Business Alchemy is not just how to manage your energy, but how to truly clear out the patterns and, those energetic patterns and make you so that you're not emotionally reactive in the first place. Okay, because when that happens, you no longer feel depleted. You don't need to. There's no purpose for that. You start to feel strong and present and in control of your own emotional state. And being in control of your own emotional state will make all the difference in your success, not just as a coach or service provider, but as a business owner. This is so powerful, right? And this is why I say that business is part of our personal evolution because it requires this of you. Success in business requires for you to be able to manage your state, to take responsibility for your emotions. And what a lot of people do is get in a lot of fear and self-doubt, and they give that the power. They don't take control of that. They feel like they can't, or they don't know how to, and then don't find the success in business that they want. So this is one of the most important lessons that I've learned is around taking responsibility for your own emotions and letting your clients take responsibility for theirs. This is really key, right? Because let's look at what are your clients' responsibilities. Well, as a coach or therapist or service provider, your job is to support your clients, hold space for them, and give them a process, not to carry their emotional weight for them. It's not your job to fix them, right? It's not your responsibility to make sure they get the lesson or heal in a certain way. You can do everything to make sure you're doing your part in holding that space for them, helping them uncover what's there, giving them the process, the step-by-step, all that kind of stuff. But it's their responsibility to do it, to get it, to choose to take responsibility for their own growth, right? They have to take ownership for their own emotions and their healing process. This is so important. And I've got very, very clear boundaries with my clients in this space. I didn't used to, I do now, right? I do now. And as a result, my clients get so much better results because here's the thing. I know that I'm very good at what I do. I've done a lot of practice. I walk my talk. I consistently work on myself. I take responsibility for my own emotions. I have done I've done all the work, done all the experience, I'm doing all that. And when a client comes to me, I am extremely good at recognizing what's going on for them. Okay. What are their fears? What are their doubts? What is the structure of their thinking? What's holding them back? What is it that they're not doing that they should be doing? How, really helping them create that vision of what it is that they want to have for themselves. I'm very good at all of that stuff. I'm very good at giving them processes and facilitating a path for them to create change, right? Now, I know that I can do all that, and I will still sometimes come across people who don't do the stuff. Okay, they try to hold on to their problems. And I've had experiences where people have tried to put their stuff on me and make me responsible for how they feel. Any of my clients try to do that now, they are out the door quicker than you can blink an eye because it is not my responsibility, right? I know what my responsibility is and I know what my responsibility isn't. And if someone's not taking responsibility for their emotions or their results and they try to dump it on me, excuse me, how dare you dump responsibility of your stuff on me? I'm here in good faith helping you. You try to dump that crap on me, you're out the door faster than you can blink an eye. And it'll be your loss, not mine. Right? Now, in saying that, I've got a lot of patience and high levels of empathy, and I absolutely care about my clients 100%. It's why they get such good results. It's why they work with me over year in, year out, because I continue helping them grow to the next level, the next level, and the next level. And it's also because I will not pander to any of their own crap. Because if I did, I would be robbing them of their own growth. You cannot grow through what you don't take responsibility for. It's really important we know that, right? So, as you can tell, it's something I'm very passionate about. And it's definitely why I get such good results with my clients. It's why people seek me out, is because we're not playing games. We're here for results. And this is what you really want to be mindful of, right? Do you want clients who want results, or do you want clients who want to blame somebody else for their stuff, right? You want clients who want results. And when you set that space, it's easy. The people I work with are easy. They're easy to work with because their container has that set expectation of this is what we're doing. So if I hold myself at a higher standard, that means they hold themselves at a higher standard. They get better results. It's doing people a favor. Okay. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean that just because you have really strong boundaries about what's your responsibility or what's not, that your clients are doing it alone. No, it just means that your job is to hold space for them and support them. It's not your job to save them. It's not your job to fix them. You're giving them the support for them to facilitate that growth and change for themselves. That's an empowering space. It's a very empowering space. If you try to convince people you can fix them, you're disempowering them because you're making yourself a guru that they can't live without. I don't want that for anyone. I want my clients to know that they're fully capable of creating results for themselves, and I'm here to support them all the way in them doing that. It's a much different space. So if we talk about your own responsibility in this space, your inner masculine energy, so whether you're male or female, every single person has both masculine and feminine energy within, right? Your inner masculine energy, your healthy masculine energy plays a key role in holding emotional structure. Okay, emotional self-leadership means that even if emotions come up, you don't let them take over. You don't become a slave to your emotions. You don't believe everything that you feel. And if you do feel triggered or notice something personal bubbling up, you can acknowledge it and mentally say to yourself, okay, I thank your unconscious mind. I notice this coming up for me and I'll process it later. For now, just park it. Okay. But the key to this is that you actually have to process it later. Okay. Because you want to be congruent and aligned and be able to trust yourself that what you say you're going to do, you do. So if you notice stuff come up, make a note of it, and later on, go and work on it. You might work on it yourself if you've got the skills too. I'm very good at doing processes with myself, whether it's NLP, timeline therapy, hypnosis, psychic healing. There's a lot of esoteric things that I do. I can do that very well with myself. If you don't, well, then you get a coach that can help you. It's something that I go very deep with in my clients in Elevate is, for those who do have NLP training, is really getting them to understand how to best use those tools for themselves. Because when you have tools like NLP and timeline therapy, you can do some very deep work with people. And so to do that effectively, you need to be able to master the depth of personal evolution within yourself as well. It's amazing, right? It's amazing that we can do this. And, I go into, because the thing is, often when people do NLP training, whether it's practitioner or master practitioner, they have big shifts and then they go, okay, great, I've had these big shifts, I'm good to go now. And you will be good to go at a different level than you were at before. But like, there is so much more to fully get to be able to utilize the full impact of your NLP skills. I highly recommend you work with someone who is very efficient in NLP and can help you to continue developing your skill at using those tools, because they're some of the most amazing tools on the planet if you know how to use them and you practice them. And that's why, as an NLP master trainer, I've got a lot of experience and I'm very passionate about making sure people that have NLP skills have a place where they can continue to evolve how they use those skills. And so in that space, I teach some very advanced tools to reprogram your unconscious responses so that you're not just managing emotions, but you're truly shifting the way you hold space. And when you do that, what actually happens is you become more magnetic, because people naturally feel your certainty and your congruence, and they trust you more. You trust yourself more, other people trust you more. It works really well. So how do we then actually keep your energy clear and strong during client work? So there's lots of things I've talked about, okay, what are the work we need to do, in shifting our own stuff. But what if you're actually in a session and you don't even know what's going to come up for you yet and whatever else? So you still need some tools. So the first tool that I ever used, which was really helpful for me in my journey, was that it's in creating energetic boundaries. So I would imagine that I had a perspex shield that was between me and my client, so that it was like it diffused how much of their emotional stuff that I would feel. Okay, because like I said, it's a process that I used to have a lot more emotional baggage. And so I would get triggered by other people's stuff. So imagining there was a Perspex shield really helped me to manage that and create that energetic boundary. You can also imagine yourself as having Teflon, so that anything that comes at you just slides right off. That's, an effective energetic boundary. Also grounding before and after sessions. I'm very lucky that here in my home office, my garden is literally right outside my door. I've got beautiful lawns and garden. So I always make sure that, and I do a lot of sessions online as well. I do some face-to-face, but mostly online. I go outside and I walk on my grass barefoot and do some grounding and look at the garden and do all that kind of stuff. Taking in some deep breaths, set an intention. You can also do a bit of a shake, so if you're doing a lot of sitting down, I'll also make sure that my office door is open so that energy in between sessions, so that energy can go out of my office. You can use sage, you can use incense, I've got some like oil sprays, spritzer things that I use. You can go and shake off energy, like definitely get up and walk around to move energy, you can shake your body to shift energy. All of these things are really helpful. And of course, doing that self-check. So if you feel yourself getting emotionally triggered during a session, just say to yourself, okay, I acknowledge I can feel this. It's okay. I'm going to handle it later. Just park it for now. But make sure that after that session, you actually deal with what came up for you. Okay, because that will develop that emotional trust with your unconscious mind that it doesn't need to bring everything straight to your attention. You don't have to get triggered. It can gently tell you, and then you go off and resolve that later, because that's why emotion comes up, right? Your unconscious mind gets triggered with whatever's there, and it sees it as an opportunity for release. Clearly, if you're helping somebody else, that's not an appropriate time for you to resolve that. So you do it later on. Now, like I said, there are some sneaky signs that may indicate you're over investing in your client's emotions. So before we wrap up, let me just, share with you some signs that you might be holding too much responsibility for your clients. And that first one is, feeling exhausted after sessions. If you're feeling exhausted, even if you didn't talk about anything particularly heavy, then there's a sign that could be something there. If you find yourself thinking about your clients' problems outside of the sessions and worrying about them, are they okay? And like you're buying into their story, that's, you're a bit overly invested. And feeling guilty if a client doesn't get a result, right? Even though they're responsible for their own progress, if you're feeling guilty about that, that means you're taking responsibility for their emotions, right? You've got to sort that out. And when I'm saying this, right, it's really important to know that all of this is based on that you are still showing up and doing everything that is within your responsibility, okay? You're taking care of what you're responsible for, and then you're not taking responsibility for what your clients are responsible for. But look, this is, if you're feeling like, oh my God, this has been a struggle, this is exactly why I created programs like Business Alchemy and Elevate, because it's normal. This is a normal process for people to go through. And it's exactly why you need coaches and mentors, because they help guide you through. It's so that you can create better boundaries for yourself. It's so that you can learn how to work better with your own unconscious mind and process your own stuff. It's really important. And I'm so passionate about helping people do this, because essentially, if you're some kind of a service provider and you're out there helping people, your work matters, right? Your work matters. It matters to you. It matters to the people that you're helping. It matters to their family and business associates or colleagues. It matters to me, right? The more people that you help, the better this world will be. I don't say that as a throwaway comment. It's literally what drives me to help people in this space, is that I know that the more I can help you grow as a practitioner, service provider, coach, business owner, the more people you will help and the better our world will be. It's my whole passion. This is my thing. So wrapping up, if you take something from this episode, remember that healing your own emotional baggage is the key to not being drained by your clients. Your clients are responsible for their own emotions and healing. You are responsible for regulating your emotions and maintaining your energy. And you can use practical tools to really keep your boundaries strong. So if you're ready to really deeply integrate this work and you're looking for more support, Business Alchemy is what I highly recommend that you join. It goes deep into healing your money energetics, aligning your mindset with business success, and creating a structure in your business that supports you and feels safe for you to attract in as many clients as you want and to make the kind of money that you want. And you know, I go through a whole, there's so much in there. It's everything that you need for a business as a service provider to feel like you're in control of your business, to create the success that you want, and have your business support your lifestyle. And there's online training, there's processes, there's recordings, there's meditations, and there's weekly group coaching with me on a Monday, where anything you've got in that space, you bring it and we answer it. And like I said, there's a real group magic that happens there. And of course, if you're NLP trained, definitely reach out to me about Elevate. There's 2 spots that I've just been able to open up for that. It's capped at a small group. And there's 2 spots that are available now. So if you want to talk to me about Elevate and really developing your NLP skills and growing your business and your own personal evolution, reach out to me about that as well. And of course, if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Send me a message or share this with someone who really needs to hear it. If you can give me a 5-star review on whatever platform you are listening to this, that would be amazing. And the more this work gets out, the more we help raise the consciousness of the planet. And that is a good thing.